Albania, a small Balkan nation with a growing economy, has become an increasingly attractive destination for foreign workers. To legally work in Albania, foreign nationals generally need to obtain a work permit. This document outlines the legal framework, application process, types of permits, and important considerations for obtaining a work permit in Albania. The issuance of work permits in Albania is governed by the law on foreigners and various decisions and regulations set forth by the Albanian government. The Ministry of Finance and Economy, through its relevant departments, is primarily responsible for the administration and issuance of work permits. Most foreign nationals planning to work in Albania need a work permit. However, there are some exceptions, including EU and Swiss nationals. Citizens of EU countries and Switzerland generally have the right to work in Albania without a permit, although registration with local authorities may still be required. Diplomatic personnel. Those working in diplomatic missions may be exempt. Short-term assignments. Foreigners staying for less than 3 months for business meetings, training, or specific projects may not need a work permit, depending on their country of origin. Albania offers several types of work permits, depending on the nature and duration of employment. 1. Type of employment permit, issued to foreign nationals who have a job offer from an Albanian employer. This is the most common type of work permit. 2. Type B self-employment permit, for foreigners intending to start their own business or engage in freelance work in Albania. 3. Type C seasonal work permit, granted for employment in seasonal industries, such as agriculture or tourism, typically valid for up to 6 months. 4. Type D intra-company transfer permit, for employees of multinational companies transferred to an Albanian branch or subsidiary. 5. Type E student work permit, issued to foreign students studying in Albania who wish to work part-time. The process for obtaining a work permit in Albania involves several steps. 1. Job offer. The first step is securing a job offer from an Albanian employer. The employer must be willing to sponsor the work permit application. 2. Document preparation. The applicant must gather the necessary documentation, which typically includes a valid passport, a signed employment contract, proof of qualifications, for example, diplomas, certificates, medical certificate indicating fitness to work, criminal background check from the applicant's home country, evidence of health insurance, passport-sized photographs. 3. Application submission. The application is submitted to the National Agency for Employment and Skills NAES or the relevant local office. The employer usually handles the submission, but the employee may also be involved. 4. Review process. The application will be reviewed by the NAES. This process includes verification of documents and, in some cases, interviews. 5. Decision. Once the application is reviewed, the applicant will be informed of the decision. If approved, the work permit will be issued. 6. Residence permit. In addition to a work permit, most foreign workers will also need a residence permit to legally stay in Albania. This is usually applied for simultaneously or immediately after receiving the work permit. Work permits in Albania are typically issued for 1 year but can be renewed annually. The renewal process is similar to the initial application, requiring updated documentation and proof of continued employment. There are some important considerations. Language requirements. While not mandatory, having some proficiency in Albanian can be beneficial, especially for integration into the local workplace. Labor market test. In some cases, the Albanian employer may need to prove that no suitable Albanian candidate was available for the position before hiring a foreigner. Family members, spouses and dependent children of work permit holders can apply for a residence permit, allowing them to live in Albania. In some cases, they may also be eligible to work. Obtaining a work permit in Albania is a structured process that requires careful preparation and compliance with local laws. By understanding the different types of permits available and following the proper procedures, foreign nationals can successfully secure the right to work in this growing economy. Whether you're moving to Albania for employment, starting a business, or transferring within a company, Securing a work permit is an essential step in your journey. After obtaining an Albania work permit, the next step is to apply for an Albania work visa.
Before we proceed further in this video, I kindly request just 1 minute of your time to introduce our books currently available for purchase on Amazon.com. We currently have 2 books on sale. The first book is titled Discover Abroad: Navigating Travel, Immigration, Study, and Employment Opportunities Abroad. Our second book is titled 450 Business Analyst Interview Questions and Answers, Ace Your Interview. These books are designed to help you expand your horizons, embrace new experiences, and unlock a world of possibilities. Additionally, the interview book can assist you in standing out from the competition and landing your dream job abroad. Simply click on the link provided in the description box of this video to order yours now.
A work visa is a crucial requirement for foreign nationals planning to work in Albania. While a work permit grants the legal right to work, a work visa allows entry into Albania for employment purposes. The process of obtaining an Albanian work visa is closely linked to the work permit application, but both are distinct steps in the overall process. This guide provides a detailed overview of the types of work visas, the application process, necessary documents, and important considerations. Albania issues several types of visas depending on the purpose and duration of stay. For employment purposes, the relevant visa types include 1. Type D visa, long-term visa. This is the visa category most applicable to foreign workers. It is intended for those who plan to stay in Albania for more than 90 days, including for work purposes. The Type D visa is a prerequisite for obtaining a residence permit, which is required for long-term stays. 2. Type C visa, short-term visa. This visa is issued for stays up to 90 days within a 180-day period and is generally not suitable for employment purposes, except for short-term assignments like business trips or temporary projects. The process of obtaining a work visa for Albania involves several steps, often starting in your home country before you arrive in Albania. 1. Obtain a work permit. Before applying for a work visa, you must secure a job offer from an Albanian employer and obtain a work permit. The work permit is essential for the visa application process and is typically processed by the Albanian employer. 2. Gather necessary documents. The following documents are generally required to apply for an Albanian work visa. A valid passport with at least 6 months validity beyond your intended stay in Albania, a completed visa application form, a passport-sized photo that meets visa requirements, a copy of the work permit issued by Albanian authorities, proof of employment such as an employment contract, proof of accommodation in Albania, for example, rental agreement or hotel reservation, evidence of sufficient financial means to support yourself during your stay in Albania, travel insurance covering the entire stay, police clearance certificate or criminal background check from your home country, medical certificate if required. 3. Submit the visa application. Once all the necessary documents are gathered, you must submit your visa application to the nearest Albanian embassy or consulate in your home country. In some cases, you may need to make an appointment in advance. 4. Pay the visa fee. A non-refundable visa fee is required as part of the application process. The fee amount varies depending on the visa type and the applicant's nationality. 5. Attend an interview if required. In some cases, the Albanian embassy or consulate may require an interview as part of the visa application process. This interview typically involves questions about your intended stay in Albania, your employment, and your personal background. 6. Wait for processing. Visa processing times can vary, but it typically takes a few weeks. During this time, the embassy or consulate will review your application and documents. 7. Receive the visa. If your application is approved, you will receive your Type D visa, which allows you to enter Albania. This visa is usually valid for 90 days, during which you must apply for a residence permit once in Albania. Upon arrival in Albania with your work visa, the following steps are necessary. 1. Register with local authorities. Within 30 days of arrival, you must register your presence with the local police or migration office. This registration is essential for legal compliance. 2. Apply for a residence permit with a work visa and registration complete. You can apply for a residence permit at the local migration office in Albania. The residence permit allows you to legally reside in Albania for the duration of your employment contract, typically up to 1 year, with the possibility of renewal. Important considerations you need to know: timing. It is advisable to start the visa application process well in advance of your planned travel date, as it can take several weeks to process. Visa validity. The work visa itself does not cover the entire duration of your stay in Albania, it only allows entry into the country. The residence permit obtained after arrival will cover the full duration of your stay for work purposes. Dependents. If you plan to bring family members, they may also need to apply for a separate visa and residence permit. Their application process is similar to that of the primary applicant, but requires additional documentation such as proof of relationship, for example, marriage or birth certificates. Obtaining a work visa for Albania is a structured process that involves coordination between the applicant, the Albanian employer, and the local embassy or consulate. It is essential to secure a work permit before applying for the visa and to follow through with the necessary steps upon arrival in Albania. By understanding the requirements and timelines, foreign nationals can navigate the process successfully and embark on their professional journey in Albania.